classroom environment, and how there's respect for all parts of the human being, and there's room for that. So even when she talks about eroticism, and you who has ever heard of eroticism in regards to academic instruction? Like, that is just like unheard of. But I admire that so much, because it's almost like she speaks to kind of the what's not being said. She really draws out like the elephant in the room that everybody's kind of like walking over, or walking around, I should say. I'm trying not to like notice, or trying not to speak on it, but it's so very, very obvious, because it is a part of our natural being. It is a part of this. It is a part of our physical self. It's a part of our spiritual self, because sexual energy is energy. That's a part of spirit. So when she brought that out and talked about teachers being able to bring your passion into the classroom environment, I was just like reading the pages, like, yes, like I can relate to that so very, very much, because sometimes I'm a very expressive person. Sometimes I talk with my hands, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I talk very fast. There's a lot of speed and a lot of rhythm to my speech, and sometimes it's very monotone. But the more passionate I'm about things, the more that rhythm comes out, or the dialect that's kind of germane to maybe people that I'm most familiar with. That dialect comes out. Depending on different environments, there may be another way of speaking. But in Bell Hooks, for her, all of that is welcomed into the classroom. All aspects of who you are, and it just kept rewinding in my mind, like the social, the emotional, the intellectual, the physical, and the spiritual self all have a place inside the classroom. And again, when she really talked about and really brought out the fact that she was having feelings for one of her students, but her way to not deal with those feelings was kind of like to shut him down or to ignore him. And I just like, wow, that's amazing. But she brought it up, when she really thought about why she was doing that. She owned it, and she acknowledged it, and she put language around it. She defined it. Because it's a part of who she is. Like, she's a spiritual being. She's a sexual being. So that energy is flowing. It's transferable. So, and she was able to give it its place and to still be professional. So I think we're all going to be challenged with that in some way, shape, or form. And I can even remember having like a client where I told my supervisor, of course, but initially I was almost like embarrassed, because like, well, who would say that? But he was fine. He was drop dead gorgeous. Like, he was amazing. It's like, yo, who is your mama? Who birthed you? Like, you are just like, I just want to sit you on a shelf and look at you. You are handsome. Okay, I digress. But he was fine, y'all. He was so fine. But just to be able to say that, and even now with all of that expression, to kind of really like bring you into my reality of just how fine that man was, to really bring you into that. But that takes expression. That takes like me moving around. That takes, you kind of being a part of my passion, and just really so that you can kind of feel the vibe of like how fine that man was. Ooh, anyway. But Bell Hooks gave me, in a sense, reading that, Bell Hooks gave me permission to be able to even bring that to this forum discussion, to even say like, and not to feel like I need to shrink because like, oh my God, I had a client who was drop dead gorgeous. So I'm just enjoying reading this book. I'm enjoying like all of the pages, and just, I'm fascinated with just how she really embodies self-actualization. And for me, that is something that I have been studying now for probably 4 years. And just to really see someone, and to kind of go behind another person who is fully self-actualized, but also nurturing that process for other people, particularly students, and modeling it in an academic environment in such a way that allows them to get the full benefit of what it means to be a scholar. To, you know, they're really accessing knowledge in a deeper way that's allowing them to draw on all parts of themselves. And so I just appreciate her writing. I just appreciate how I'm just being inspired, and I'm totally fascinated by everything that I'm reading. And I'm enjoying the fact that this semester we're able to kind of like sit with the books now and kind of really sit with these readings and take it in. I think for me that's my complete highlight for this semester. I really feel like I'm able to kind of sit with the information now, like really think deeply about it. And this is one of those books that I'm really just sitting with it. Like I'm kind of reading the chapters, some of them, you know, 2 times, just going back before I'm going forward, because you know the reading is just moving. It's so powerful, and I'm getting a lot out of it. So thank you. I didn't mean to stay on so long, but I'm so sorry, and I hope that I'm able to now upload this video.